chapter number 11, Medieval India, page number 120. The most magnificent building constructed by the Turks in the 13th century was the Qutub Minar. This tapering tower, originally 71.4 meters high, built by Iltutmish, was dedicated to the Sufi saint Qutubuddin Bakhtiar Kaki, who was greatly venerated by all the people of Delhi. Although traditions of building towers are to be found both in India and West Asia, the Qutub Minar is unique in many ways. It derives its effect mainly from the skillful manner in which the balconies have been projected yet linked with the main tower. The use of red and white sandstone and marble in panels in the top stages and the ribbed effect. The Khalji period saw a lot of building activity. Alauddin built his capital at Siri, a few kilometers away from the site around the Qutub. Unfortunately, hardly anything of this city survives now. Alauddin planned a tower twice the height of Qutub but did not live to complete it. But he added an entrance door to the Qutub. This door, which is called the Alai Darwaza, has arches of very pleasing proportions. It also contains a dome which, for the first time, was built on correct scientific lines. Thus, the art of building the arch and the dome on scientific lines had been mastered by the Indian craftsmen by this time. There was a great building activity in the Tughlaq period, which marked the climax of Delhi Sultanate as well as the beginning of its decline. Ghiyasuddin and Muhammad Tughlaq built the huge palace fortress complex called the Tughlaqabad. By blocking the passage of the Jamuna, a huge artificial lake was created around it. The tomb of Ghiyasuddin marks a new trend in architecture. To have a good skyline, the building was put upon a high platform. Its beauty was heightened by a marble dome. A striking feature of the Tughlaq architecture was the sloping walls. This is called batter and gives the effect of strength and solidity to the building. However, we do not find any batter in the buildings of Firoz Tughlaq. A second feature of the Tughlaq architecture was the deliberate attempt to combine the principles of arch and the lintel and beam in their buildings. This is found in a marked manner in the buildings of Firoz Tughlaq. In the Haus Khas, which was a pleasure resort and had a huge lake around it, alternate stories have arches and the lintel and beam. The same is to be found in some buildings of Firoz Shah's new fort, which is now called the Kotla. The Tughlaqs did not generally use the costly red sandstone in their buildings, but the cheaper and more easily available grey stone. Since it was not easy to carve this type of stone, the Tughlaq buildings have a minimum of decoration. But the decorative devices found in all the buildings of Firoz is the lotus. Many beautiful mosques were built in this period. It is not possible to describe all of them here. What is worth noting is that by this time, an independent style of architecture had emerged in India, combining many of the new devices brought by the Turks with the indigenous forms. The Lodhis developed this tradition further. Both arch and the lintel and beam are used in their buildings. Balconies, kiosks, and caves of the Rajasthani Gujarati style are also used. Another device used by the Lodhis was placing their buildings, especially tombs, on high platform. These giving the building a feeling of size as well as a better skyline. Some of the tombs were placed in the midst of gardens. The Lodhi garden in Delhi is a fine example of this. Some of the tombs were of an octagonal shape. Many of these features were adopted by the Mughals later on, and their culmination is to be found in the Taj Mahal built by Shah Jahan. By the time of the breakup of Delhi Sultanate, individual styles of architecture had also developed in various kingdoms in different parts of India. Many of these again were powerfully influenced by the local traditions of the architecture. This, as we have seen, happened in Bengal, Gujarat, Malwa, the Deccan, etc. Thus, there was an outburst of building activity marked by a growth of many styles of architecture in different parts of the country. During the 14th and 15th centuries, the style of architecture evolved in Delhi under the Tughlaqs was thus carried forward and modified in various regional kingdoms. Thank you everyone for tuning in. In the next part, we'll start with religious ideas and beliefs. All the best for exams. Do share and subscribe the channel for more videos like this and keep supporting us. Thank you everyone. You will find the playlist containing the various chapters of medieval India on the screen right now. Do play them and listen to them very intently. Thank you everyone for tuning in. All the best.